Welcome back, boys. Look at these, two 55-gallon drums and a nice little radial flyer. I need something to pull around at the swap meets when I pick up parts, so we're going to build a rat rod wagon out of it, but these are going to be our seats. We're building some templates. It's a beautiful day out here in New England right now, and let's get going. Kind of just did these free hands. I kind of had Grace see where my elbow kind of sits, so we're going to find out how these look. Essentially going to tape it on here, trace it out, cut it, and these are really wide, so we'll end up putting a pie cut in there, crimping it together, but keep watching, you'll see. All right, a little white spray paint. Got our template on. I'm not sure exactly how perfect it's going to be, but I have access to a ton of those, so if I mess up, I guess it's time to figure it out. Let's get an outline on with the white paint. Start hacking. As you can see, there's somewhat of the outline. Probably be pretty good, so I'll cut that out with a grinder. And it's gonna be really wide, so afterwards I'll cut it straight with the seat, and then I'll put a pie cut, squish it together, weld it down the center. We should be good to go. All right, well, these things are absolutely disgusting inside. I'm gonna have to clean these out real quick, but essentially, there is my bomber seat made out of 55-gallon drums. They're super, super wide. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I think I'm going to either pie cut it and squeeze it, or leave it straight and cut the edges out and actually hammer the side straight. We might do that and weld the bottom. And then I had read comments when people say, there's a few people have made these, they say the back is really flimsy, which it is. So I was thinking, I got plenty of barrel left there. Maybe I will dummy trace this again, but trace it on here and then only do 2 inches in around the border, just to kind of stiffen up the center of it a little bit. Or maybe I'll just, I don't know, maybe when I make the mounts, I'll make some box tubing mounts or some angle iron, something to stiffen the back up, something, but probably just do some straps of that. I should probably stiffen it up a little bit, but. All right, instead of pieing it, I decided to cut the sides and kind of hammer them down. So this is 17 inches wide. With the sides, it's roughly like 18 and a half, 19. I roughly have like 46 or 44-ish, 46 inches across. So in theory, that should give me enough room to have like an 8-inch tube or tranny tunnel, transmission tunnel for the drive shaft. In theory, that should be enough room. As it is, I don't think the floor is really going to touch that anyways, but we'll build something to have a little bit of clearance. But I think I'm going to throw a couple tack welds on, grind it up, clean it up, get that tack welded. They are pretty flimsy, so I think I'm definitely going to have to build some sort of support on them to strengthen them up, but pretty cool. These are definitely going to be nice and sharp. So I see a lot of guys that do it. They just get like 1/4-inch round rod, and they kind of just line it and tack weld it all the way around so you don't hurt yourself. Maybe I'll completely weld it solid. I don't know. Learned a couple of tricks from watching Bad Chad using clothes hangers to fill gaps. So maybe we'll do that, but I like that. So we'll continue. How fucking perfect do those things look in there? I don't even want to do anything crazy to them. I don't even think I'm going to clean them. I think I'm just going to finish tack weld them and get rid of these sharp edges, bolt them down. What do you think, big head? Doing the second one here. Gotta figure out a way to mount this. So I'm hammering them up against it and throwing tack welds in place. You would fall right Alright, so I have them both made. This is how they look. They look pretty cool sitting in there. They smell terrible. I'm definitely going to have to clean them. I welded that one a little bit more solid than that one, but I think I'm going to call it quits for today. There are a couple things I did notice. When I have these in here, they literally sit flat and the back is like straight up. So when I make the mounts for them, I'm definitely going to angle these things up a little bit. So you're kind of reclining a little bit as you're sitting in them. And what I also need to figure out is exactly how big my drive shaft is. I have an S10 drive shaft there that went to this rear ends. I just need to get the proper yoke to fit in this tranny. So I'm going to order one of those, and then I'm going to get this length measured and get that thing shortened so I can get it in here, because I really want to see how big of a transmission tunnel that I'm going to need to build, because the bell housing and stuff is in the cowl in the front here. So like literally the floor is going to almost, if you run a straight pipe or straight tube from this part straight across, it literally bumps a little bit in the middle. So I literally like need an inch so it doesn't hit the floor pan. So I'm probably going to do like 2 inches. But I was thinking if I can do 2 inches up, because by the time I build mounts and put, you know, sliders on here, it's going to lift it up a few inches. But I'm hoping that if I do about 2 inches, I can build my transmission tunnel about 2 inches up, and that should be enough room, I think, for movement, for suspension, as well as travel and everything. Still have like 2 50-gallon drums, so 55-gallon drums. So I might as well utilize those for the round part of the transmission tunnel, as well as if I want to branch up over the transmission, I have the barrel to kind of make a template, cut it, round it, and make it fit, I guess you could say, as well as do my floors. But I'm very happy with those. They are a little on the flimsy side on the back. I mean, this one's a little bit sturdier now that I welded that solid compared to that one just being tacked in place. But like I said earlier, I'm probably going to grab another barrel where the round part is. I don't know if I actually said this earlier, but this round roll in here that they put for support, I think I'm going to grab a couple more of those and actually weld them to the back of the seat here so it stiffens up the back. I also noticed that's definitely crooked. It's if you're looking at the steering wheel, it's slightly cocked to your right side. So I'm going to have to grind off that mount. And now that I have a seat and I figure that out, I'll wait till I get the mounts made for this and the tunnel built. But I'm going to end up probably cutting that off. And then I might actually have to put somewhat of a drop mount. And maybe I can tuck it underneath to hide it so I can get the dash back on. But yeah, dude, super stoked. Extremely excited that we used 55-gallon drums to make seats. I mean, they didn't cost anything. Cheap is good, free's better, right? I think we're going to end this video off there. My DIY bomber seats. Hopefully you don't see my hand here in the video. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any ideas, something you think I should do on this car, or something that you noticed throughout the build, if you do watch my series, leave me a message. Some feedback, positive, negative, whichever one you like. Hit me up on Instagram, Fixed Roof Coupe, one word. See ya!